This is a video to help with the homework that is for the week, and the homework is a review for our quiz on Thursday. We are learning about geometry and how to classify shapes. So shapes can be classified in more than one way. So we're going to go problem by problem to see how this could be classified. And here we have the rules of classifying shapes. This will also be displayed on the whiteboard. I have told the students repeatedly, go up, use the board. The board is a resource. Even on the test, if you need to go up and look at it because you forgot the rule, go ahead and do that. So encourage your students or your children to use the rules. Have them make their own decision-making process on this. So let's start here. Looking at the shape and what the rules of a rectangle are. Rectangles are 4 sides, so this has 4 sides, but rectangles need to have 4 right angles. And since this shape does not have 4 right angles, you can put an X. We know it's not a rectangle. A rhombus, let's look at the rule of rhombus right here, has 4 equal sides. It has 4 equal sides, and it also has 4 angles. It doesn't matter the shape of the angles, just that it has 4 angles. So this shape can be classified as a rhombus. If we look at the rule of trapezoid, it says 4 sides and only 1 set of parallel lines. And if we look at this, these lines are parallel. So I told the students to go ahead and do this when you see that they're parallel to each other. And the way I explain parallel lines is if I had my fingers run this way, and they kept on going, would they ever touch? And since these are straight and equally separated from each other, they would never touch. Same with these lines. So this is 2 sets. This is 1 set, and this is the other set. Or you can also refer them as a pair. So a trapezoid has to have only 1 set of parallel lines, and this has 2. That's why it cannot be a trapezoid. And a square. A square has to have 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. It does have 4 equal sides, but it does not have, oh, I forgot the T on right. Let me fix that. It does not have 4 right angles, so it's not a square. This shape is only a rhombus. Now let's look at this. Quadrilateral is any shape that has 4 sides and 4 angles. So since this shape has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4 angles, it is a quadrilateral. Now if we look at the rule of rhombus, it says 4 equal sides. And as you can see, this side and this side are not the same length, and this side and this side are not the same length, and all the sides need to be equal, so this cannot be a rhombus. Let's see if it's a trapezoid. The rule for trapezoid is 4 sides, which it has 1, 2, 3, 4, and only, oh wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh no, I am. Okay, and only 1 set of parallel lines. Well, if you look at this, this line is parallel to this line, so that's 1 set. If we look at the other set of sides, though, if they kept on going, they would run into each other. So this is not parallel with that line, so there's only 1 set. So this meets the rules of being a trapezoid. And a rectangle says 4 sides, 4 right angles. This has 4 sides, but it does not have any right angles, so it cannot be a rectangle. Okay, let's see if this fits the description. Let's look at the rule for rhombus. Rhombus says 4 equal sides. And looking at this, this is a lot shorter than that side, so it is not equal. It cannot be a rhombus. Let's see if it fits the rule for rectangle. Rectangles have 4 sides. Yep, we have 4 sides. And 4 right angles. And if you can look, this kind of lets you know it's a right angle. So this does work for being a rectangle. How about a square? 4 equal sides. So that means all of the sides have to be the same size, and this are not the same size. This is longer than this, so it is not a square. Well, trapezoid, it does have 4 sides. It does not only have one set of parallel lines, it has 2 sets. So right here, that's your first set. These are parallel with each other. And these lines are parallel with each other. Number 10 says, which is not an example of a closed shape? Closed shaped means that all of the sides meet. There's nothing that's open. So here, this is an open shaped, and this, and this are closed. Students sometimes get confused on picking the one that's not correct. These kind of questions they need to get used to is saying, oh, these are 3 correct answers, so I'm looking for the one incorrect answer. So the closed shaped, these are the closed shaped. This one is not closed because it's open. So polygons they have to be a closed shaped, and they have to have all straight edges. And this does look like a weird shape, but as you can see, all of the edges are straight. So this is a polygon, this is a polygon, this is a polygon. This is not a polygon because it's curved. Anything that has curved or openness is not a polygon. Polygons have to have all straight edges, all straight sides. So this one is not a polygon because of it being curved. So this problem says Jennifer drew these polygons. Which shape is not a rhombus? So we're going to find all the rhombuses, and then we're going to pick the one that is not a rhombus. So a rhombus has to have 4 equal sides and 4 angles. So this has 4 equal sides. All the sides are the same length. And you could tell because if you were to like fold this in half, it would be the same. And you could fold this in half and it would be the same. So this is a rhombus because all the sides are the same length. Same here. You could fold it this way and they would be the same. So this is also a rhombus. And even though we call this a square, if we look at the rules of rhombus, 4 equal sides, 4 angles, this has 4 equal sides. They're all the same length, and it has 4 corners. So a square is also a rhombus. So we're going to go ahead and give that a check mark. This is the only shape that is not a rhombus because this side is longer than this side. So this would be the answer because it's the only shape that is not a rhombus. Okay, number 16 says, which quadrilateral appears to have only one pair of parallel sides? So looking at this, it says only one pair. So this one would have 2 pairs because these are parallel and these are parallel. So this would not work because it has 2. This is one pair, this is another pair, so this also has 2. If you look here, these lines are parallel to each other, so it's your first pair, and then these lines are parallel to each other, that's your second pair. So this is the only shape that has one set. This would be your only set because these are not parallel to each other. So that matches up, and the shape is called a trapezoid. So right angle, we've also referred to this as a square corner because it looks like the corner of a square. Even though the shape is not a square, it still has what we've been referring to as a square corner or a right angle. Some students even know it as a 90-degree angle. So as long as they understand all of those terms are talking about this image, what this looks like right here, they should be fine. Which polygon does not have a right angle? So let's circle the right angles. That's a right angle, that's a right angle. This has 4 right angles. We have a right angle right here. We have a right angle right there and there. And this shape, none of the angles are right angles, so that is the correct answer. If you're helping your child with this problem, the whole point of this is just to understand that some of these shapes can be classified as rectangle, quadrilaterals, trapezoids, squares, or rhombuses, and some shapes do not belong in any of these categories. Like this shape that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, 6-sided shapes do not go into any of these categories. It would be a polygon, but you could say maybe polygons with more than 4 sides. The main point of the standard, though, is to understand how to classify quadrilaterals. These are the 4 areas that you can classify a quadrilateral in. But it's not going to hurt for them to practice knowing what quadrilaterals are and what quadrilaterals are not. The problem here says sort the pattern blocks. How many groups did you make? Explain how you sorted the shapes. I'm not going to go over every possibility of how to sort this. You can do that with your child, and they can bring in their work and explain to me how they sorted it. But just knowing that let's just look at the square. The square fits into multiple categories. The square fits the rules of the rectangle because it has 4 sides and 4 right angles. It fits the category of quadrilateral because it has 4 sides and 4 angles. It's not a trapezoid. That's not a category that it will fit into because it has more than one set of parallel lines. It's a square because it has all equal sides, and it's also a rhombus because it has 4 equal sides and 4 angles. Even though the angles are 90 degrees, rhombuses, it doesn't matter the degree of the angle, that it just has to have 4. So the square would fit into 1, 2, 3, 4 different categories. So as long as students are able to understand that if the rule applies, it fits in that category, they should do well on their test. So just go over with your child the different rules of the shapes. I put it in as simple of terms as possible. If you go to look up the definition of these words, it might be a little bit more complex. But if they understand how many sides and what the angles are supposed to look like, they should do well. And as I said, this is also on the whiteboard in the front of the room, and I leave it up during the test so it's something that they can refer to. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me, but this is the homework for the week, and it is only the numbers that I circled. I'm also attaching a link to a document in case they lose their homework or it hasn't made it home. Thank you, and good luck on the test on Thursday.